Let us start our science class. Yes, in previous class we discussed about the atomic structure. In that we come to know that first some scientists are giving their own idea about the atom. First we come to know that Dalton is saying in his theory the atom is indivisible. Later we come to know that after the discovery of subatomic particles, atoms are divisible. So that theory went wrong. Next, what happened? J.J. Thomson, he is saying his own idea and he is telling us that atom, he is giving the idea of an atomic structure, and he is saying that atom is like a positive sphere. Upon that, electrons are embodied in an atom, like a watermelon model or else pudding model, what he is saying. Okay, plum pudding. Next, what happened? Later, his model failed because there is after the discovery of electrons, upon that all the subatomic particles, like 3 subatomic particles, neutrons, protons and electrons, upon that the exact position of the electrons he could not explain. Upon that the stability also he could not explain of an atom. Upon that, one more drawback of his model, that is he could not explain or else tell anything about the nucleus. So his model also went wrong. Later what happened is his model also rejected. Later the famous scientist named Ernest Rutherford, what he is saying is, by doing an experiment, that is a very famous experiment, alpha particle scattering experiment, by using the gold foil, what happened? He is saying that atom, he is giving the structure of an atom, okay, by doing an experiment. So what happened? Universally accepted his model. Later there are some failure in his model also. What are the failure? Is stability of an atom. Upon that he is saying that he could not explain the exact positions of electrons in an atom. So he is saying that it is continuously revolving. According to him, after some the electrons, there is a chance of falling into the nucleus. Later what happened? Because of some drawbacks, that is rejected. The model is not completely rejected. He got the credit of the discovery of nucleus, all those things. Only the drawback is the position and stability of position of electrons and stability of an atom. Later what happened? One more scientist named Bohr. His model, very famous model. Till now we are believing his model is correct, and he is giving the idea of the position of electrons, where the electrons are present in an atom. Upon that, what is electron is, where it is, how it is moving. It is moving in a stationary orbit or else energy level or else different orbit, shells, all those things he is giving the names to that one, and he is naming KLMN like that names to the shells or orbits. Later what happened? It is a clear-cut idea of an atomic structure, and we are believing till now that is a atomic structure, and we can write all the atomic structure if you have the atomic number. So in last class we studied, we drawn and we tried to write the atomic structure of first 18 element. Yes. Next we studied about the nucleons. What are nucleons? Upon that neutrons, all those things. Yes, student, just take any structure, any one atomic structure. Just will take a simple structure, that is a hydrogen structure. Okay, I will write along with you how to write. Now see, same thing what we are continuing that only what we have discussed yesterday, same thing it is. So once again I will draw the structure of an atom. Before that we have to know the atomic number. How much? 1. See here. So where is the electron? Electron is revolving in a energy level or else in shell. Now tell me students, which is a shell over here? Only K shell is present in hydrogen structure. This is the atomic structure of hydrogen. Only one shell is present. Now tell me, what is the number of electron present in K shell? That is, one electron is present in K shell. What is the maximum capacity of an electron? Electron holding capacity of K shell? That is how much? 2. We studied in last class. Now see here, this outermost electron, outermost shell having the electron. See this outermost electron, it is called as valence electron. The electron present in an outermost shell of an atom. Come to know the electrons, number of electrons. The electrons present in the outermost shell of an atom is called as valence electron. So in today's class we are going to study about the valence electrons and what is valence. Okay, write down the heading, valence electron. So come to know, student, what is valence electron? Yes, now tell me, what is the valence electrons present in lithium? Just find out. Present in sodium? Just find out. You can know? Yes, already in yesterday's class, in last class we have studied how to draw the structure of an atom. So it is simple, very very easy to find out the valence electron. Okay, now one more thing, student. An atom of each element has a definite combining capacity, that is called as valency. That is called as valency. Write down and keep, very important it is. Valence electron and valency. Valency means what? An atom of each element has a definite combining capacity, is called as valency. Is called as valency. Okay? Yes. Now tell me, what is the combining capacity of these hydrogen atom? So only one electron is there, so that is the valency of hydrogen is 1. Come to know, the valency of hydrogen is 1. Yes, can you find the valency of carbon? Valency of carbon, what is the number, atomic number of carbon? 2. Just draw the structure of carbon atomic structure. In K shell, how many electrons? 2 electrons. In next shell, how many? Out of 6, so 2 we have given to the K shell. How many is remaining? 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now tell me, student, what is the valency of this carbon? 4, because it is the combining capacity. These electrons are combined with any other atoms. Okay, so it is having 4 valence electrons. Upon that, the valency of these electron is 4. How we can say like that? See here, yesterday we come to know that in yesterday's class, in previous class we studied that maximum capacity of second shell, that is n is equal to 2, KL shell, it is L shell 8. So that here only 4 is filled in this. Next there is a place for next 4 electrons. So here the valency is 4, the valence electron is also 4. Now 4 more electrons can come to this, or else while in chemical reaction, while the chemical reaction takes place, this carbon can give these 4 electrons to any other atoms, or else it can gain 4 electrons from other atom. Come to know? So it can gain 4 or else it can lose 4. So the valency of carbon is 4. Come to know, students? Now tell me, what is the valency of fully filled shell or orbit? That is a completely filled outermost shell show dash valency. How much? Fully filled. If it is argon, if it is a helium, neon, how much it is? Is the valency is 0. Can you tell by drawing its structure? Here see, helium we know that atomic number is 2. So here in K shell only 2 electrons can fill. So only 2 electrons, there is a place to fill only 2 electrons because that is a very close to the nucleus. There is no much place for other electrons. Only 2 electrons, only that much place is there to fill. Okay, in K shell. In L shell only maximum capacity 8, more than that there is no place for the electrons. Come to know, no? Yes, now tell me student here, what is a valence electron here? 2 electrons, outermost electron is 2. Now whether it can take part in any chemical reaction? Outermost shell is fully filled. Now what we can see here? It has a 0 valency. 0 valency. So the combining capacity is not there in this. So if the outermost shell is fully filled means its valency is 0. In case of argon, in case of neon, all the 18th group elements we can see that is fully filled. Octet rule we are saying, see outermost shell which had 8 electrons means we are saying that is the octet. 8 it is, octet. So that is having the rule, that is octet rule, you will study in your higher classes. Okay, now come to know what is the valency of 18th group elements. Why we are saying it has a 0 valency. Come to know now, next try to draw the structure of magnesium. Do you know what is the atomic number of magnesium? Atomic number of magnesium is 12. After sodium, magnesium will come. 12 is the atomic number. Now tell me student, how we can draw the structure of or a schematic representation of magnesium atom? Yes, we'll try to draw center nucleus. Upon that, how many electrons in K? 2 electrons in K shell. In next shell, see out of 12, 2 removed, 10 is there. So how we can write? In next shell, how much? 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now 8 plus 2, 10. Now 2 more is remaining. So we have to draw one more shell, that is next shell. K shell, L shell, and this is a KLM shell. Now how many more? 2 electrons more. So here we can write 2 electrons. Come to know? 2 electrons. See, in M shell there are 2 electrons. Now what is the valency of this? 2 electrons. In chemical reaction, it can give that 2 electrons, or else it can gain rest of the 6 electron. Whether it is possible to this? Yes, it is very difficult. Who will give 6 electron to this one? No one will give 6 electrons. So it is very easy to lose 2 electrons present in the outermost shell. Valency is 2 now. Okay, if it is going to lose these 2 electrons, then octet means it will become Mg2 plus. So outermost shell will come which one? L will come as outermost, so it octet. Satisfy the octet rule. Come to know? Yes, same as that. Just try out aluminium, argon, fluorine, oxygen. Okay, here I will write one more structure student, along with me you have to write. Okay, we will try for the fluorine. Fluorine. What is the atomic number of fluorine? 9. Atomic number of fluorine is 9. We will try the structure now. Yes, see here. Look at here. See the center nucleus. 9. So K shell, 2 electrons. In next shell, out of 9, 2 is removed. Now 2 we gave to the first shell. Now 7 is remaining. So you have to write 7 electrons. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7 electrons. Now tell me student, what is the valence electron, outermost electron number? That is 7 it has. But what happens here? Whether it is easy to give 7 electrons to other atoms while combining in chemical reaction, it is very difficult. So what it will do? It will gain 1 electron to satisfy the octet rule. Okay, in chemical reaction, it should be all the atoms should be satisfied is octet rule. Then only it can either giving or else it can accept electrons, losing or gaining electrons. Now what happened? Because it has 7 electron is outermost. So how many electrons it needed? Only 1 electron it needed. So valency is 1 here. So what it is doing? It is going to take 1 electrons. If you are going to write any simple reaction, hydrogen is reacting with fluorine to give HF. Just will take one example. It is not balanced one. Just I am giving one example. See here, what it is doing? Fluorine is taking 1 electron from hydrogen, and hydrogen is going to give 1 electron. It is taking from this, it is giving 1. So it became +1 because it is giving 1 electron to fluorine, and it became minus because it is taking, whenever the electrons are accepted, it is called minus charge will come. If it is giving electrons means it is getting plus charge. Now what happened to the fluorine? It became minus charge because it is taking electron. Now the valency of this fluorine is 1. Same as that, try out to find the valency of oxygen. All the 18 elements just you try. Then you will get very easily. Okay? Yes. Okay. Now we studied about the valency and valence electron. Upon that neutrons. Upon that we come to know that what is nucleons. Yes. Now can you tell student what is atomic number? Number of times we used atomic number. Now tell me student, or else can you define the term atomic number? What is atomic number? Yes. See here, write down the heading atomic number. In which symbol we are representing this? Yes, in last class we come to know that is Z. Atomic number. Now tell me what is this atomic number? From where we are getting this atomic number? Yes, atomic number means that is the total number of protons present in the nucleus of an atom. Come to know, total number of protons present in the nucleus of an atom is called as atomic number. Okay, one simple example I will write here, argon 18. Argon 18, this is the atomic number of this argon. Now tell me what it indicates. Atomic number means how many protons are present in that atom. So here 18 protons are present. Okay, 18 protons are present in this atom. So that is the atomic number. See, how many protons are there in an atom? Same number of electrons should be there in the atom. So atomic number is equal to proton number. Proton number is equal to electron number. Because of that, while drawing the structure of an atom, we are considering the atomic number as a total number of electrons. Because atomic number is equal to the proton number actually. So a proton number is equal to electron number. Come to know, no? Yes. Now don't tell that atomic number is the number of electrons. Actually it is the number of protons present in a nucleus of an atom. Now what is the mass number? mass number. What it means, mass number? Yes, mass number. Yes, mass number means the number of, or is the sum of the total number of protons plus neutrons present in the nucleus of an atom. So, proton plus neutron present in an atom. So, that number of, or a sum of the total number of protons and neutrons present in an atom is called as mass number. Now, tell me student, after knowing the atomic number and mass number, how we can represent an element? Symbolically, how we can represent or else write the element symbol? Do you know how? Always, if you are taking one element, it is X, means we have to write atomic number over here and mass number over here. For example, if you are writing the argon, you have to write atomic number here and a mass number over here. Okay, if you are writing any other nitrogen, atomic number here and mass number. This is a symbolically representing an element. Both atomic number and mass number we have to mention. Okay. Yes. Now, sometime what happen in some element. Okay, if you are going to take hydrogen atom, sometime hydrogen atom having, two hydrogen atoms are having the same atomic number, but its mass number is going to vary. Do you know what it called? Yes, see here, I will write one here, hydrogen H, atomic number 1, we know atomic mass is 1. Sometime in hydrogen 1 1 and hydrogen 1 2. Now here both the symbols, see, hydrogen is same, atom is same, or as atoms of element is same. Upon that atomic number is same, only the difference is a mass number. See, in such case we are calling these as an isotopes. What? Isotopes. Isotopes. Here I will give you the definition for these isotopes. Atoms of the same element, but its atomic number is same and different in mass number, means that are called as isotopes. So we will get isotopes of hydrogen, isotopes of carbon, isotopes of chlorine, etc. So I will write here the isotopes of hydrogen, that is H11. What we have know, this hydrogen atom H11, because neutron is absent in hydrogen, so we got the mass number 1. It is called as protium. Protium. It is called as protium. One more hydrogen with H12. It is called as deuterium. Write down deuterium. It is representing like this D. Deuterium. In some case, hydrogen with 1 3. This isotope is called as tritium. Come to know, it is denoted as T. Protium, deuterium and tritium. Come to know, no? Next, carbon isotopes we can get, that is carbon. We know that atomic number is 6. 612 and 614. This is the isotope of carbon. Chlorine also having the isotope. Many elements they are showing their isotope. Very atoms they are showing their isotope. Cobalt, uranium, upon that what? Iodine, chlorine, Cl. Chlorine how much? Cl17 is the atomic number. 35 and 37, Cl37. These are the isotopes of chlorine. Come to know, here the main point is They show the same chemical properties. These isotopes are showing the same chemical properties, but their physical property is completely different. Come to know, keep it in your mind, student. Physical properties of the isotopes are different, but the chemical properties of an isotopes are same. Okay, next we will see the application of these isotopes, where they are using these isotopes. See, it has a number of application in medicinal field. That is, they are using a cobalt isotopes for the isotopes of cobalt they are using for the treatment of cancer. Iodine isotopes they are using for the treatment of goiter. Do you know what is goiter? The swelling in the throat because of the deficiency of iodine. Okay, to overcome that one, they are using the isotopes of iodine for that disease. That thing is called as goiter, simple goiter. We studied in our lower class. Yes. Upon that, one more isotope, an isotopes of uranium is used as a fuel in nuclear reactor. So there are the number of applications. Refer more and more applications of these isotopes. Next, one more thing, students. Sometimes here in isotopes we come to know that atomic number is same of an atom, atoms of an element, but what happens here, the mass number is different. In some cases, here opposite of this one, here what happened, atomic number same. In some cases, mass number will be same, but the atomic number will be different. I will give you the definition. Atoms of different elements with a different atomic number which have the same mass number, they are called as isobar. What is that? Isobar. Here what happened? Mass number is same, different in their atomic number. Can you give any example? One example I will write, student, here. Calcium and argon. What is the atomic number of calcium? 20. Argon, already we know that, 18. Here calcium 40 and argon 40 is a simple example for isobar. You can get more and more example, collect more and more example for this isobar. What is the condition? Mass number is same of 2 atoms, but here atomic number is different. So element itself different. In case of isobar, element is same, but in case of isobar, element is different, isotopes, element is same. Come to know? Yes, only the mass number is same over here. So one more duty I will give you, student. One more homework. You have to find the applications of isobar. Okay? Yes. So in today's class, what and all we have studied? Yes, we have discussed about the valency and atomic number, mass number. Upon that, isotopes and isobar. So we have completed this chapter. So write down today's questions and we will glance from the beginning in 2 minutes. Okay, what and all we have studied. Before that, write down the questions, today's questions. Define the term valency. Yes, second question. Differentiate between isotopes and isobars by taking an example. Okay, and next question, write down the applications of isotopes and isobar. One more question, we know that atomic number is represented as capital letter Z. What is the representing formula or as symbol of mass number? Okay, so we will glance from the beginning what and all we have studied in this chapter. The heading of the chapter is structure of an atom. In that we studied about the first Dalton theory. Next we studied the Thomson theory. Thomson, what he is saying? Yes, it is like atom is like a positive sphere, electrons are embodied in it. So only about the positive and negative charge he is saying. He failed to explain the stability of an atom. Upon that nucleus, he could not tell about the nucleus. Later one more scientist, so there are some drawbacks, because to overcome that drawbacks, to study the arrangement of electron, Rutherford doing gold foil experiment, and in that he come to know that unexpectedly he is getting some other result, so he discovered the nucleus. Next, he failed to explain the exact position, that is arrangement of electrons in an atom. Stability also he could not explain. So one more scientist named Bohr, what he is doing? Yes, he is saying that in his experiment, electrons are revolving around the nucleus in a definite path, that is energy levels or else orbits, he is saying. He is giving the name KLMN 1, 2, 3 like that. Next, we studied to find out the maximum capacity of an electrons present in each shell. By drawing the diagrams, we come to know that who is giving that idea is Bohr and Berry, two scientists. They are giving their idea to draw the structure. They are helping us. We are following their structure till now. Yes, after that we studied about the valency, atomic number, mass number, isotopes and isobars. So I gave you homework to find out the applications of isobars. Thank you, students.